Hello, everyone. I have Marykate here. She is an incredible personal trainer, and I'm super excited for her to share what her services are, what she offers, her journey, and so much more. So stay tuned. Uh, Marykate, please let everyone know what is it that you do and the services that you offer and kind of how you got into the fitness world.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you so much for having me. As Dr. Felty said, I'm Mary Kate, and I manage an Instagram platform called Froyotofitness, which is really emphasizes living a healthy, realistic lifestyle through fitness and nutrition. So I am a certified personal trainer. So I offer everything that I do is digital. So my ebooks are basically a downloadable PDF that is 6 weeks and 12 weeks. And it's different exercises, and most women join from all over the world, and we can join every day that you want, but then we also do challenges as well where we all start together. And how I got into this crazy world is kind of just like through my own journey. I was, struggling with kind of body image, and I was a little overweight, and I just wasn't exercising every day. And I just started sharing my journey on Instagram. And before I knew it, I discovered that there were thousands of women that felt the same way I did, that they just didn't really know how to eat, and they just didn't know how to exercise, and kind of everything in between. So I just decided to start a business from it, and I created my own programs, and that's kind of how it all started.
Wow. And can you let everyone know what you also do other than being a personal trainer and managing Froyoto Fitness?
Yeah, so I also work in medical device sales, and my role is very patient focused. So I work with chronic pain patients, and what my device does is essentially it helps patients that are, suffering from chronic pain. It helps decrease opioid usage, and it just ultimately helps them live a healthier life. So they both really go hand in hand, which is great. It's kind of like a very similar talk track with my patients and my fitness clients, because it's all about just getting healthier and happier.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. It's really
Yeah.
cool how you can do both. I don't know. How do you manage your time?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Everyone always asks that. But, I just like anybody else, I have 24 hours in a day. So I wake up very early the days that I don't have surgeries, because my job requires me to be in surgery. So those days I wake up at 5 a.m. and I just answer emails, or I do things that I have to do. And then I go to do my day job, and then I stay up kind of late, kind of managing everything else. But what's great about the digital space is a lot of my stuff is pre-planned. So on days like today, like a Saturday, I have all day to plan the content for the week, film things, make sure my pictures are edited, and all the jazz that goes into running an online business.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just kind of prioritize different things, and, make the most out of the days, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. And how has kind of the current situation, how has it affected you? Has it affected you at all?
Yeah, so in my digital line of work, it's been excellent, to be honest, because people are craving movement more than ever. And, people were guided on a daily basis, whether you use classes or your gym, you basically have motivation to get there. Like I said, if it's a class or your gym, you're paying for the membership. So it's been really good, because people are kind of lost and they need something. There's a need. And a lot of like mental right now, everyone needs that extra energy. So fitness is kind of like top of mind for a lot of people, or just movement in general. It doesn't have to be working out. So it's been really good, because I can help so many people through the platform. And yeah, I mean, in my other job, it's obviously an elective procedure. So things are kind of stalled there.
Got it. Okay. And then for people who are watching this at home who are craving movement and guidance, how or what would you recommend for an at-home gym or area? What would you say is required? What do they need? They're the top things.
Yeah. So it's so funny that you say that because never did I ever envision that my living room would be my new sanctuary gym, but it is. And I have no equipment. I was not prepared for this like anybody else. I tried to order things off Amazon and they weren't able to come in time. So I really don't think you need any equipment, is my point. If you have a chair, you have a couch, you have carpet or maybe an ab mat or a towel, you are golden. But if you really, want to take a step up, you can definitely order dumbbells. There's resistance bands. We've been getting really creative and using like Tide as weights, but
Okay.
just because we're kind of stuck. But just in general, I think dumbbells and resistance bands would probably be the best thing for you. They're pretty basic. You don't need anything too elaborate.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear, especially for people who maybe financially can't buy anything at the moment either. And
Yeah.
yeah, and what would you say are maybe some top moves to do at home with no equipment to kind of hit every muscle group? If you have
hmm
different ones, maybe one for arms, one for legs, one for glutes. Is there something that, that you love to really hit those target muscles?
Yeah, there is so much you can do. Like, I am so sore from the past 5 days from just body weight exercises. I never, like I said, never did I ever think I'd be working out at home, let alone be getting like super effective workouts. So, there are definitely so many moves you can do. Myself, I've been really focusing on like a lot of squats, a lot of dynamic movements like burpees, which I know aren't everyone's favorites. They're definitely not necessary, but I've been doing like a lot of jump squats as well to get my heart rate up, high knees, butt kickers. For arms, I've been doing a lot of push-ups and planks. And I've been doing ab exercises every day. And you can definitely work your glutes by doing like basic fire hydrants or like glute kickbacks are super simple. And they're very like low impact, which is nice, but they definitely give you a burn. So yeah, I mean, I think those are pretty much like full body exercises like you could be incorporating every day.
Okay. And how long would you recommend someone work out? What do you think is optimal?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always say like as little as 20 to 30 minutes a day is perfect. I mean, not everybody has an hour to work out. I think if you're getting your heart rate up, like I said, with those super effective movements like jump squats, burpees, things that are going to get, your heart rate up will be helpful. And then I've been working out like 45 minutes and then just going on a walk to get outside. I know, social distancing, we're staying safe and things like that, but you can definitely go out. And I've just been trying to get like 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day, which is helping a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I really find walks after work or in between patients myself has just really
Yeah.
preserved my mental health.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Movement is definitely key during this time.
Yeah. And then can we talk a little bit about nutrition?
hmm
I'd like to know kind of what are your thoughts on what is a healthy diet? Like, what does that look
hmm
like for you or for possibly your clients?
Yeah. So I'm definitely someone that I luckily have like found a lot of balance in my life. It definitely wasn't always like this. So especially during this time, like I'm personally focusing on just fueling my body with lots of greens, fruits and veggies, lots of protein. I always recommend for my clients at least 1 gram per pound that you weigh. So I weigh 145 pounds. I try to eat 145 grams. I find that that just keeps me like satiated and it just helps, especially like maintain my muscle mass. And then I've been doing like a lot of smoothies. I've been cooking a lot. I'm sure you have too, because with
Yeah.
more like all this time.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and I always just recommend like a lot of my clients that that you're eating enough. So I think that's really key because I find a lot of people are often under eating, but really sticking to just like healthy carbs, fats, really good protein and like your fruits and veggies is pretty simple.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, as you know, as a naturopathic
Yeah.
doctor, we teach food as medicine and, to
Yeah.
utilize your food as fuel rather than the opposite, where, you know, you're constantly having to work for your food because you're not getting enough energy from it. I had a patient
Yeah.
this morning, actually, and she, just like you said, what she's just not eating enough. And increasing
Yeah.
that protein, I think, is really essential, really also essential for the immune system as well.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I know I had a client like that earlier too. And I was like, "Have you looked at how much you're eating? Like, track it, understand that you're eating enough?" And she's like, "No, I've never like thought of that." And she was really only eating like 1,100 calories, which definitely is not sustainable.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And and any other tips or recommendations or advice that you can give to someone who's watching this?
Yeah, I mean, I think just movement, like I said, is so important. It's personally like what I use every day just for my mental and physical health. Like I said, even if it's 20 minutes, just get outside, go on a walk, do
Mhm.
these short little circuits. You can watch me live every day on Instagram and do the circuits with me. But yeah, and then just really fueling your body in a way that's going to make you feel good and not groggy and, spike your blood sugars and bring them back down, as you know. So
Mm,
yeah, I think that's really important. And then just sleeping enough. Like I think
mm.
people are like not concentrating on that either and finding a new routine because it's kind of a wonky couple weeks here. So just trying to stay on the, right path with a good routine is always important.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. One thing
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on, I know that the last time we talked, we were talking about possibly doing a video on bloating and debloating,
Hmm.
digestive health.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you were thinking about, questions that, come to mind regarding that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my girls, like my clients are always asking about how to stop bloating. I mean, I've obviously seen tremendous results since going to Green Circle Wellness. I think like people always want to know just like why they might get bloated or like what foods cause bloating and if it's certain like what it has to do with basically. I think
Right.
people just like don't understand like where it comes from.
Yeah. Well, I definitely would love to answer that and touch on that. I've just been doing a ton of research regarding this
Hmm.
because I see it so much in so many women and men as well,
Yeah.
but also just predominantly in women who come to see me. And I have found that the digestive system is really stimulated and activated by the liver and the gallbladder. And so
Hmm.
if you eat food and the food goes into the stomach and the liver does not signal the gallbladder to produce bile, that is
Hmm.
what is going to break down your food and kind of move things along. Something that I find is that without bile production, this digestive system gets stuck. And
Hmm.
this stuckness, it has to do with motility or peristalsis. Peristalsis is the digestive tract and how it does muscular contractions to move food
Yeah.
along so that way you can digest it and assimilate it and absorb the nutrients properly. And when you have a sluggish liver, or if the liver is impacted in any way through stress, alcohol, sugar, medications, past traumas or emotional wounds, I mean, there's so many different things, environmental toxins like plastic and parabens, all can
Hmm.
impact the liver and stop it from signaling to produce bile. And this can then,
Mm.
when the food comes in, bile production is not made, and then the food sits there because motility is not happening, that movement, and then the food putrefies, and that causes an overgrowth of bacteria. And a lot of people see
Mm.
this in a condition called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or known as SIBO.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
sure you've heard it,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
many
I've
people
seen
have
that like
heard it.
everywhere.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and this is really a huge mechanism as to why this happens. And then another thing is, as simple and nuanced as it is, not chewing as thoroughly as possible is a
Mhm.
huge part in also having the system not get activated properly. Because when we are
Mhm.
chewing thoroughly in the mouth, we are producing enzymes there, and then it's triggering the stomach to produce enzymes in the pancreas. And so if you don't chew thoroughly and you're kind of gobbling down food kind of unconsciously, then that food doesn't get chewed correctly. So it's also harder for the digestive system to break down. But then also the
Mm-hmm.
stomach is not activated and signaled, hey, produce these enzymes. And then the pancreas is not also activated and it doesn't produce enzymes. And the
Mm-hmm.
enzymes break down your protein, your fats, your carbs. And so without these mechanisms working well, this can lead to bloating. And a lot of people don't realize this.
Mm-hmm.
And another part of that, and I guess a huge part of my research that I'm doing right now is connecting mental health and digestive health.
Mm-hmm.
They're interconnected, and how as children before the age of 7, a lot of times we deal with adverse childhood experiences. And this
Mm-hmm.
could be just a rough childhood or some trauma. There's a lot of factors involved there. But they've actually done research to show that adverse childhood experiences, or ACE, actually alters the gut microbiome as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so that gut microbiome is what creates and regulates our immunity, our mood, our metabolism, pain, and everything else. So if our gut microbiome was altered as children, imagine how much it becomes altered as we get older and all the silly things we do when we're teens and in our 20s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then by the time you're in your 30s, which a lot of women come to see me, they're bloating and they don't understand why. But it's an
Yeah.
accumulation of all of these factors. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then a lot of times, if you aren't digesting food well, you are also becoming nutrient deficient. And then this
Mm-hmm.
also plays a role with the thyroid. And the thyroid regulates digestion and motility as well, along with the liver. And so if the thyroid is deficient in certain nutrients, it can't function, which just slows down metabolism. And this can
Mm-hmm.
lead to constipation, bloating, flatulence, and other things that just really
Yeah.
are uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's literally the worst. But yeah, like everything like you said, it's yeah, it's kind of like unfolded. Like I never was taking the right not pills, but I don't know what we would call them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
nutrients. Like I
Supplements,
had
nutrients.
supplements. Yeah. I had like a lot of deficiencies that I wasn't aware of, so that was super helpful. And just like changing little things within my diet that I wasn't thinking about has helped
Yeah,
so much too.
yeah.
Like I don't really know the last time I got really bloated, which is good because it
Right.
was like a problem for so long, but I just thought it was normal until I went and saw someone for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been so helpful.
Good. And it it really can play such a huge role by doing the smallest changes. And that's the goal.
Hmm. Yeah.
In naturopathic medicine, we want to help someone in the most non-invasive way, in the most natural
Hmm.
way, to really help stimulate and activate your body's own healing mechanisms.
Hmm.
We all have the power to heal ourselves. We just need to figure out how to do that, and what is best for our body and our lifestyle
Hmm.
and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Baby steps lead to big results. That's what I always tell people.
Yeah, yes.
It's not gonna come overnight.
Right.
But
And it's so true. Something with bloating as well. I find that a few things to kind of help stimulate digestion
hmm.
includes ginger
Mm.
and licorice and orange peel.
Oh,
All of these things, and there's a few other herbs that can do this. Obviously, I always recommend you work with a practitioner to figure out exactly what's going on,
yeah.
because the each digestive system is so different. For some
Hmm.
people, I will give them an herb called gentian, which
Hmm.
helps kind of aid digestion and getting things going. And then for another person, I wouldn't give them that. And I'd give
Yeah.
them peppermint oil, totally
Mhm.
different. And then someone else, I might give them something else, totally something different. So it really just depends on why they're bloating. And I'm really making it individual to their diet, their lifestyle, and also their mental health, because a lot of
Mhm.
times anxiety feeds the the digestive system to not work well. And, when we live in anxiety or fear or stress, it really paralyzes the digestive system. So that
Mhm.
also it decreases our ability to absorb nutrients. And so many of us, we're afraid of the uncertainty right now, and
Mhm.
it can bring up anxiety, which can also
Mhm.
cause more digestive issues.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like a whole, yeah, like you said, mind gut connection.
It really is. I just wrote an article for spirituality and health, kind of talking about the brain gut microbiome axis, and how our
Mhm.
bacteria and our gut and our brain are constantly in communication with each other, and how they feed each other. Anxiety feeds digestive issues feed anxiety and depression,
Mhm.
and back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like wild, like the amount of research that goes into it too.
I know, but it does. I feel like I'm always researching, but
Yeah.
I enjoy it obviously because I want to help people. I want to help them
Yeah.
feel better, and also help them feel better with natural medicine, so that way
Mhm.
they don't have to resort to more invasive things.
Mhm.
Yeah. One
Yeah.
other thing that I found recently regarding bloating and kind of digestive health issues is this might be, I don't know, it might sound weird, but I find that enhancing spirituality
Oh yeah.
does a number on
Mhm.
helping enhance digestive health and mental health.
Yeah.
When we work on our spiritual self, whether that's
Mhm.
like you said, going for a walk in nature, going to see some trees, doing yoga, really cultivating silence and going within, and
Mhm.
having time to touch base with who you are, what you are, remembering, your own intuition. That
Mhm.
can really help with digestive issues a lot. But
Yeah.
again, everything is so individual. I recommend testing to find out what nutrient deficiencies you have, and also how well your digestive system is functioning. So
Mhm.
that way you can get an effective plan that's, individual to you.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what I did, and it helped so much.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad. And then one other thing I wanted to ask you actually about the videos online on Instagram. So definitely,
Mhm.
if you're watching this, please check her out, Froyotofitness.
Yeah,
She,
Froyotofitness.
yeah, she's been having incredible home workouts. I've been looking at them. I've been doing them myself. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah, they've been great. And regarding those, now, when you post, a few exercises, do you
Mhm.
recommend that people, how many times, well, what is the repetition that you recommend
Yeah.
each work,
So each
post?
workout is a different format, but like for instance, the one I posted today was like 5 different moves. I say do each move three sets of 15. So it was like glute kicks. So you would do 15 kicks on each leg and then move on to the next round of it and do that another time for 3 times total. So yeah, I
Got it.
usually recommend around like 12 to 15 reps is
Okay.
pretty standard.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. I really
Yeah.
appreciate all your fitness wisdom and what you're doing. You
Oh, thank
inspire
you.
people.
I'm excited. It's so fun. I'm really lucky. And obviously, it's not a good time in the world, but I'm glad that I can be a little bit of light in someone's life, I hope. And I can help people, get moving and grooving, is what I always say.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. We're gonna get through it and we're gonna power through and use our bodies and minds in a positive way, which is what we should be doing.
Absolutely. And one last thing, can you let everyone know what you just launched so they can check it out?
Yeah, so I just launched a 12-week guide that you can do at home with no equipment. You really don't need anything except your body, which is great. And it's called Empower. And basically, the entire message behind that is that fitness is meant to empower you. It doesn't always have to be about looking good, it's about feeling good, especially in a time like this when no one's going to see us. So, why we don't care what we look like, right? We just want to feel good. So, yep, it's all about just getting your body moving, and you can find it on my Instagram, which is Froyo to Fitness, or my website, which is froyotofitness.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Mary Kate.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be in touch.
Okay. Thanks so
All right. Yep.
much.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye.